All right, everybody. Good afternoon. You know what time it is. You know what it's all about. We are looking at our final injury report of the season for any team. This is the final injury report for this season. We now have game statuses on both sides. We have practice statuses for both sides. And we have a pretty darn good idea of what's going to be going on the field in Super Bowl 60. So we got this tweet from John Boyle on screen here. And as you can probably already see, the Seahawks are looking pretty darn good. We'll go through it bit by bit, but honestly, there isn't going to be a lot of mystery here. This team is about as healthy as a team can be expected to be in February. So let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, right away, you see very little drama. All right, everybody, before we go any further into this video, I want to take a minute to tell you guys about the Sleeper app. We are just about to the Super Bowl. Now would be a great time to get on Sleeper. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. Celebrate and chat about sports in real time with other users. You can get scores, you can get news, you get alerts with blazing fast speed, all kinds of sports stuff. You can play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. Enjoy sports together with a community. Download the Sleeper app today. And when you do, use promo code SBN for up to $100 match on your first deposit. And also utilize the free $20 entry with no deposit required. All you have to do is make an account for that one. Terms and conditions do apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper and have some fun with sports this year. So just going through it one by one, Jake Bobo, full participant, no game status. Of course, there was never really any doubt there. Charles Cross went to full today. He's been limited for a while, hasn't gotten a lot of full practices in lately, but was a full participant today. No game status, good to go. Sam Darnold, second day in a row of full participation, no issues, good to go, no game status. Here's the one that pretty much everybody who clicked on this video wants to see. Nick Emmanwori, not only was he a full participant in practice today, he has no game status, so we don't even have to sweat it out. There will be no sweating Nick Emmanwori for game day. He is going to play, and he is pretty darn close to 100%. I won't say that he is 100%, but full participation in a Friday practice and no game status tells you that you're pretty darn close, and he got over it quick. Ernest Jones, full participation, no game status. Josh Jones went to limited today. Seems like that was more about just kind of pacing him and giving him a lighter load rather than him being actively injured because he has no game status. And of course, he's a backup anyway. I understand that, but it's nice to have a guy like Josh Jones around. So I am happy that it looks like he's going to play no game status. DeMarcus Lawrence was never hurt, so no game status there. Julian Love, full participant all week, no game status. We got one actual questionable player, and let me shrink the image a little bit. You can see that we only have one player with a game status for Sunday. It's Robbie Oots. With that neck injury, he's been limited in practice for a little while now. He was limited all week before the Rams game, and then he missed that one. He was limited last week, and then he was limited this week. Still questionable. So at this point, my assumption would be that he does not play because I haven't heard any indication that his injury has gotten better. And we were told that the injury needed to calm down before he could play. And here we are on Friday before the game, and to the best of my knowledge, nobody has said anything about the injury calming down. Now, the fact that they're not declaring him out or even doubtful is good. Maybe it's gotten a little bit better. Maybe there's some stuff going on that we just don't know about. I'm not ruling him out, but I would guess that Oots misses the game. And the main area where I'm a little bit concerned by that is actually the barnyard, because Oots was one of the players that would push AJ Barner on the barnyard, and the other player who would do that was Charbonnet. So both guys who normally do the barnyard would be out for this game then. I'm not too worried about losing Oots as a fullback because I don't think he was that good anyway, and we didn't use him that much as a fullback anyway, honestly. But that barnyard thing, I do have that in the back of my head. I hope somebody else can do the pushing. Brady Russell, full participant all week, no status. Eric Saubert, full participation all week, no status. JSN was resting in the first place, no status. Drake Thomas, full participation all week, no practice. And, of course, Leonard Williams, nothing to worry about there. He was just resting in the first place. So you can't ask for much better. You're not going to get through a football season with no injuries. That doesn't happen. So I understand there are guys like Zach Charbonnet, Torrey Horton. You want to go back to before the season started, Kenny McIntosh. It's not like there are no injuries, but this is as good as it gets for a team going into the Super Bowl. So as a Seahawks fan, right off the bat, you're feeling good. The Nicky Emmanwori thing was the main thing we wanted to see today, but everything looks good. Okay, let's jump over to the New England Patriots side. Their list is a lot shorter, but as it turns out, they've got more question marks than the Seahawks by a pretty decent amount. So from their official X account, we have this image here, and you can see that they've got 3 players with no game status that were full participants today. Morgan Moses, he was just resting in the first place. Drake May, right shoulder, another full practice for him, and he's fine, no game status. And Thayer Munford Jr., one of their backup tackles, was full today, no game status. If they want him, it looks like they'll have him. Not that he plays very much. He doesn't really play offensively, at least. The concern here, and it is a non-trivial amount of concern, is at the top with these 3 guys. So let's take a look at this. So Joshua Farmer, backup rotational interior defensive lineman for them. He was playing like maybe 15 to 20 snaps a game for them early in the season. Decent rotational guy. Got hurt, I think, against the Ravens, and he has been out ever since that Ravens game. And he's trying to work his way back to the point where he can get activated. And given the fact that he practiced in full all week, and I believe he was practicing in full last week, they would probably have him if they want him, but they're still listing him as questionable, so maybe it's a little bit of a long road back for him. Now, even if he's healthy, I don't know if they're going to activate him, because I think they're pretty content to go to war with Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, and Tonga. So Farmer doesn't have a lot of room to do much at that point. So even if he's healthy, he might not get the call up. They're going to need the roster spots for other stuff. But for whatever it's worth, he is questionable. Harold Landry, to me, this is kind of the one to watch as we head towards game day. After being limited on Wednesday and then missing practice yesterday, he was limited again today, so that's a little bit of a positive sign, right? It indicates that he didn't have a setback so much as he just had kind of a rest day because the team didn't want to push him too hard, and he ultimately lands as questionable. So if I had to guess, he's probably going to play, but what is he going to be able to do? I think that's the main question. We're talking about a guy who barely played against Houston, didn't practice the whole week before Denver, did not play in Denver, did not practice at all last week, and now has practiced a little bit this week. And Harold Landry is not Myles Garrett. He can't really afford to lose anything if he wants to remain a good player. So, to me, that one's very interesting. I do think he's going to play. I'm not convinced he's going to play well. And again, for him, he's a good player, but the margins are thin. And then you've got Robert Spillane. Now, Spillane has said, and by the way, this goes for Harold Landry as well, he expects to play. In fact, Robert Spillane said there's a 100% chance he's going to play. And he did get 2 straight limited practices in a row, so that was his first practice since the Denver game. So obviously, you would expect him to go out there. He is technically questionable, but he's probably going to be out there. Again, the question is he going to be effective? Is he going to be good? Is he going to be able to do the things he typically does? Because he is their best linebacker. And again, he's not Fred Warner. The margins are thin. A guy like a Fred Warner, the elite linebackers in the game, they can lose a little bit to an injury and still be great. Spillane, not that kind of player. He's good, but any less than 100%, and he quickly becomes relatively average. but he's the best they got. And it's the Super Bowl. You know these players are going to be out there if they have any possibility of being out there. We understand that these guys will do anything to get on the field for a game like this. So in a normal game, maybe you don't see Harold Landry, but this is the last game of the year, so you got to at least give it a shot. So expecting those guys to start the game, we'll see how things go as the game goes on. All right, so that's it for the injury report, and that's it for every injury report we got for the rest of the for the rest of the season. That is it. I'll probably do at least one more video with like practice squad stuff tomorrow, and then maybe there will be like a last minute game report video before the Super Bowl with whatever the Patriots say they're doing with these three guys, just in case. But more than likely, both teams are coming into this game about as healthy as you could hope. Right? The Patriots, who are they missing? Antonio Gibson? He might be a rotational running back if they had him healthy. Like, the Patriots are remarkably healthy for this time of the year. They might be even a little healthier than us, and we are very, very healthy. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Not sure if I'm going to post another video today, but that will do it for the injuries. Let me know what you guys think. Go Hawks. And pregame video coming tomorrow.